two sisters, Lindiwe and Zanele Machaka, have been released and placed under correctional supervision. The pair are charged with the deaths of their 5 children who died in a shack fire at the Itereleng informal settlement near Lodium. This is close to Pretoria. Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko Mhlaba joining us live now from Atteridgeville. Ziniko, good morning to you. And explain the circumstances that led to the two sisters being released on correctional supervision.
Well, you'll remember that the two sisters, Lindiwe and Zanele, were arrested following the death of 5 children who got burned to their deaths just on the last week of August. So it's exactly a month since that incident took place. So the two sisters were arrested and eventually charged with 5 counts of culpable homicide and 5 counts of negligence. So for the past 3 weeks or so, they've been coming to this particular court in Atteridgeville to deal with those matters, to face those charges. And 2 weeks ago, both the state and the defense did agree that actually it was in the interest of justice that the two sisters be released on bail, because they do have other responsibilities, especially in regards to other children who are dependent on the two sisters. So the court found that it was necessary for them to be released on bail. Keeping them behind bars will not serve any justice. So that was the first round of those engagements in regards to bail. The second round then was the actual bail itself, the amount which the magistrate had handed down as the bail the two sisters needed to pay. So remember that when they made the application, the defense was requesting that the two sisters be released on free bail, which is legally called on warning. And the magistrate did not buy into that, said the two sisters face serious charges, capable of homicide for 5 counts. So it would not be fair to release them on free bail. So the only bail the judge will entertain at least is 5,000 rands. And then the past 2 weeks or so, then headed to the debate in regards to whether the two sisters could afford that 5,000 bail, and eventually it was clear that they could not afford that 5,000 bail. So the court had to explore other options. That's where now correctional supervision as an option came into being. So correctional services then had to investigate and look at the profile of the two sisters and then check whether they are able then to be released on bail. Actually, as we're talking right now, they are literally walking out of this particular court. We're going to try quickly to give you the sense. So those are the two sisters. They are walking into that vehicle there. We'll try not to capture their faces. So those are the two sisters. That's Lindiwe and Zanele walking out of the Atteridgeville Magistrate Court here in Pretoria. As I was explaining to you, that they've been released on correctional supervision. So that comes only with its own terms and conditions. And those conditions were very made clear by the magistrate. So just to finish that point of correctional services, before we got distracted by their exit from this magistrate court. So correctional supervision had to then investigate and check whether they qualify. And obviously we had to say that indeed they do qualify, and both the state and defense were happy with the report that was submitted by the correctional services. Hence, you see them walking out of this particular magistrate court today. Then now there will be terms and conditions which they will need to fall under. So that's the situation. That's where things are at right now, Claude.
Ziniko Mhlaba, thank you very much. One of the tragic stories that occurred a little earlier, and very tragic indeed, because the children of these two sisters, these are the toddlers who were burnt beyond recognition. Those children have yet to be laid to rest. So perhaps that was the reason to wait for the mothers to be able to be released for now, so that they can go and be part of laying to rest those children. A painful situation indeed.